Hey there, welcome back. Okay, so microphone is working. Verified that. Um, I did keep my 6 ducats, so I'm going to spend that now, and then we're going to draw our 3 cards. I have 3 really nice admin cards. So admin is sort of the thing because it helps you get economically going. The Some of these like this intimidate card. If I had an alliance, I can use it to gain an alliance. And then I can use it to just force these Irish to join my side. But I had to kick Denmark out. I was successful at it. I want to continue getting some exploring in so I can get some very solid income. But I also need to start moving on, like take on Ivory Coast and keep going. Because look over here in the Far East. These East Indies here is where the money's really at. And you can verify it because we have the cards here that are going to come out later. So this is the section 4, 3 and 4. This would be the Ivory Coast stuff. So you can see it goes up to 14, 16. There's a nice one. It goes up to 19. Ivory Coast. Right? It does introduce some more gold. And then getting into the 3 and 4 section, because remember, this is 1, this is 2. 3 would be here, and then this is 4. So if we start getting into the 4s, like the 4 specific ones, here's one for the East Indies. That also goes up to 16. Here's a nice 19 one. East Indies, Ivory Coast, Indian Ocean. Here's some tea for 16. China ware for 19. Right? So you don't get up that much higher, I guess. The North America ones, there's an English channel, and it goes up to 14. I mean, so it's not horrible. That's a gold one, so those are sort of special. Let's see. Here's a North, that goes up to 16. So yeah, actually it doesn't matter where you go. All right. Sorry, I have some buddies sending me funny stuff. So I got sidetracked there. So how important is it? I guess it's not. But I do have missions that are gonna send me that way. This one requires me to take over territory in India. This one requires me to own provinces next to Southeastern Atlantic, East Africa, East Indies, or Great Australian. And Southeastern Atlantic is this one. So I do have to start branching out. And so yeah, I have 3 extra ships right now. I don't have to send them here. I got quite a few already here. The only reason I would do it is because it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trade power. And just to put it in perspective, you usually need 6 or more to get the top dog. So I would have to then hit the cities. Whereas if I just put 1 more ship here, I guarantee I have 6 trade power regardless of the cities listed. So it's just a way to guarantee you're going to get the best money. So currently I'm dealing with a bit of a issue here. Some of these admin cards remove unrest. I think I want to take advantage of that. I have the ability to spread the church, which I need to do to here and even to here. So if I can do that twice, that would be nice. And then I no longer have religious unrest. What else? What else do I need to do? So I think I am going to draw 3 more admin. I do need to eventually replace him because he's going to die. So let's do 1. That's a good one. Here's 2. A crappy one. And here's 3. A very good one. So we got good ones. This one is worthless. Maybe I can use it as an advisor. He's not a good advisor. But It does give me money, but it puts unrest on the colonies. I'm not a big fan of that. Well, actually, here, look, I can remove unrest from 2 core provinces. Actually, that's worth it. That right there. All right. The heavy ship one might be nice. I can gain a claim or a territory with an opponent's town. Now, this is where it gets interesting because are these considered towns? Let me actually look that up.
Okay, I did some investigating. The DNPRs are not considered opponents. They're non-player realms. They're dynamic non-player realms, but they're still not an opponent. And so an opponent is a bot. So the best I can do is I can take one of these, or even Upper Egypt, because anything here is fair game. So if I wanted to have a presence, for example, here in the Indian Ocean, I could take Yemen. And that would count as taking from an opponent. And then, of course, you know, in order to satisfy the card, I have to have 3 heavy ships and light ships adjacent to 5 nodes. So as long as I get some light ships out to those nodes, then I can hand in the card and take one of these. Upper Egypt in particular is really juicy because it's a big town. This might help more with an Indian Ocean trade. I don't know. I mean, I guess there is some trade that you could do over on the Madagascar side. The Ivory Coast is the only trade node here. This has 2 ships that you can put, and it is next to the Ivory Coast, so don't get me wrong. I mean, Ivory Coast, I guess, just covers all of Africa. Then you got the Indian Ocean here, which this is a trade node I'm not very familiar with. And then, of course, these 2, you can see there's a lot of potential ships. The reason why I like these so much is look at all the areas you can colonize. This you have to conquer. A little different, right? But if a mission just lets me take something, you know, then I can do that. I know that I have other missions that require me to take something in India, and right now there's nothing in India for me to take. So that's an interesting one here. So own or vassalize 3 of Bengal, Deccan, Coromandel, Gujarat, or Malacca. Malacca should be, oh, that's Moluccas. There's Malacca. So that would be a conquer. Now there's Coromandel, there's Deccan, there's Bengal, and Gujarat. So it's all of the Indian ones. And yeah, and then Malacca's over here. And they might have listed another one. I just totally don't remember it. Okay, so it's not my turn yet. We did that. We paid our 6. The first player marker moves, so Morocco starts. A lot of people only have 7 cubes because that one event really drained them. So I am not going to get a lot of actions this round. All right, so they drew Navy, which is interesting because they do need to restore their Navy. They got one here. They got one here. They actually have their Navy everywhere it needs to go. So they're not exploring, so they're not going to come back out here. What's interesting is they might go here. Because I don't think they have a reason to go in here. Or there, because these are both single trade nodes. Same with this one, right? That's a single trade node. But if they come here, that's also a single trade node. So actually, they're sort of running out of double trade nodes they can go to. All right, let's look and see what they say. Any hostile? No. All their ports are covered. Do they have 5 or more ships on the map? That's a good question. They have 1, 2, 3. They have 4. So the answer is no. any main map sea zone without bot ships adjacent to any of bot ships. Blah, 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 blah. Without bot ships adjacent to, yes, the answer is yes. So they're going to place, do they have a ship adjacent to pirates? If not, they're going to do a trade. What if the answer was no to some of this stuff? They just go straight to drawing a trade card, huh? If they place a ship this turn after drawing a trade card, they have less than 3 colonial claims. And a ship adjacent to, so they'll actually explore. That's pretty wild. So they place a ship, they draw a trade card, but then there's this. Did they place a ship this turn? Oh, I see. If they did a trade card without placing a ship, they'll go explore. This is the no path. If they did not place a ship this turn. But see, and that only would happen if they had more than 5 ships on the map. Okay, I get it. Yeah, so if they had more than 5 ships, they'll go to explore after doing a trade card. All right, that's not something that triggers very often. So they are going to place one more. So they can either do it here. This is an E, but this is Bay of Biscay, so that's a B. This is a G. That's an A. Adriatic Sea. The Aegean Sea. Adriatic is before Aegean. However, Aegean is between Baltic, and this has 2. So there is a spot with 2 trade nodes. It's just it's a tricky one. Right here. Okay. Yeah, that's where they would go. So now they got their 5 in, and yeah, they're between these 2 trade nodes now. And yes, they would destroy a pirate. So that hurts me too, because I like it when they draw the trade cards. All right, let's do these guys. Well, that's going to kill half their cubes. So they just rolled a 6, and then another 6. So 6 means they're going to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they'll go here for 2 points. And then orange will get a point. So the rich just get richer. And then I really do have to make sure. So like, for example, these armies need to be off the board. I gotta make sure I'm verifying this stuff. So the Ottomans have a whole bunch of revolutions. France has some. See, like Denmark has this. So what they just did wouldn't happen. So I'm going to flip it back. They would do a defend, and then they would take their army and put it on the board. I know I just took it off the board, but it technically should have been off the board, and now it's back on the board. And also, technically, this hasn't happened yet. So we will remove 1 point and 2 points. All right, back to these guys. A diplomacy action. So they've been fighting over Tunis here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think they're going to pull it off now. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, technically, they still don't have more than the opponent. They have 8. But then if you subtract these 3, it reduces to 5. Yeah, I think that's the yin and yang thing going on here. So they would put 2 more here, which would get them there. Oh no, what had happened? I did a game load. All right, so I got the 5, which might be enough to do it, but let's see. Okay. So the situation is this one. Do they have a higher tax base? Yes. Do they have cubes greater than their tax base plus opponents? And that was the no answer. Can they select it? Yes. Was there free space? Yes. They added 2. Yes. Alliance is not possible. Royal marriage is not possible. They can't add another 2. That's the problem. Like, this needs the help of this, where they remove 2, right? But now that they're full, do they have 6 left? No, and then it's end turn. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it helped a little. All right, unrest for Austria, which they may not need. They do need it. So that is done. For 1 cube. Poland. It's going to do a naval. So a naval for Poland. They actually have a navy. That was because of the war action. They put a ship out. So that means they put another one out here. And the pirate got killed, so they're going to draw a trade card. All right, so it's Astrakhan, Vienna, and Saxony. So Astrakhan is way over here. So only Persia can do Astrakhan. Vienna and Saxony are going to cover Austria and Saxony, and nobody else can do those. So not very helpful for us, but you know what? It gets rid of a card that we wouldn't have wanted. All right, Muscovy. They don't have any rebels. Oh, military again. I don't know if they have any claims, but we'll go ahead and roll, and I'll check. I don't see any claims at all on the board. So they rolled a 4, which will go against the chart here, and that goes to Moscow and Ryazan, which they still don't fully possess. Like, Ryazan is still a possible enemy. Now, it's going to cause them to lose cubes, though. But they'll do it. I mean, they need territory, and reclaiming Russia is their thing. So they're going to do a cube to do that recruit action. And yeah, they're declaring war and marching right into Ryazan. That's going to cause them to lose these cubes, which hurts their alliance with them. And by the way, if they call them to arms, they lose cubes anyways. That's how you know, it's basically like diplomatic favor. But it doesn't matter. They're going in, they're doing one. This is where the bots get a little schizophrenic, right? They're allies 1 minute and then not the next, and I rolled the wrong thing. So no harm done. They get a cube for winning the battle, and off they go. All right. Sorry, I was lost in some thought trying to. I've been playing this too much. I need to probably take a break. I'm continuing to play because I have the time, but yeah, I'm currently, I think, having whoops. They have to do this plus this to defend. They get out on the board, and we'll put them here right in the middle. Yeah, these guys are going to be passing very quickly. France also has a defend action, and they're going to get on the board. Oh, look at that. The Moroccans, they shouldn't have done a naval action when they did. We'll get them on the board. And you got this nonsense up here. Castile. Unrest. That'll cost them 1 cube. I'm pretty sure they have unrest. Yes, they do. So they will flip the 2 big guys. And then, yes, we finally get a turn. So, obviously more explore actions would be nice. That'll let me get my ships out further and further. And by the way, when you do an explore and you roll this die, so let's say I rolled a 1. Well, there's no more 1s left. But if I have a ship down here and there was a 1, which there isn't in this case, but even if I had a ship all the way over here where there was a 1, like when I roll this die, I don't have to say which area I'm rolling it for. Whatever number I roll, I get to use that number in all the spots. So that's where the explore action and getting those ships out is nice. I think I want to, like, this is obviously good. I could go to war right away. The one problem with going to war right away is there could be attrition actions. Like right now, I don't see any. Like right here's one. I want to wait until that's gone because otherwise I lose 1 troop for every 4 I have. And that's not good. Oh, and I forgot, my stuff is out here. So do I take my event? I would add 1 unrest and 2 rebels in Northumbria. I could pay 1 to develop a small into a large. I can gain a stability and ducats equal to the number of deployed light ships, which is a lot. I mean, if I wait, I run the risk that they'll choose my event. The good news is because this isn't in the first 3, you know that it's very likely that these are the ones that are going to get chosen. I definitely want to do this. Can I sneak out an action beforehand, though? because I really do have a nice king at the moment. I mean, she's very nice too. In fact, she's better. How about health? So no one's getting killed. There's no health cards on here. So that part's helpful. So I guess, like this one, I can reduce a bunch of unrest. If I declare war, I create another problem for myself because I have these two, and then rebels are going to be appearing over here. I would have a small amount of naval battle. I don't think I have to worry too much, but it might kill something. I mean, heck, I could use subjugate or this intimidate card and just win that way, but I don't have either of those cards. That's my problem. I can't use this on Ireland unless I control it all. And then these are just really nice situations where I can expand a trade node or build a large. And like I said, this will remove 2 unrest. I have 3 uses. So if I put this out, I can just, spend a cube to spend a use and then remove unrest. Also very, very nice. This is just a nice mission to finish. All right. Can I use my claim to declare war on both of these? Let me check. The answer is yes. Right here. You may declare war on any number of realms. And the claim is not on a particular realm, it's on the area. So I can declare war on both of these. And the question is, do I want to get her first? And the answer is yes, I should. Because I don't want to risk losing her. She's really good as a leader. I guess I wouldn't lose her as a leader, but I want to do A. I don't want to do B. Although if somebody forced me to do B, I mean, it's not the end of the world. But I'm going to add 1 unrest and 2 rebels. And then I guess I'll just do Lancashire. I'll do York. So that's the situation. And then I may pay 1 to develop a small into a large. So I will do exactly that. I already have a large there. So now I'm going to add Wales. So that's perfect. And then it says I gain 1 stability, which I'm going to take. And ducats equal to the number of deployed light ships, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, that's good. So now I secured my leader, and I don't have to worry about losing that. So that's done. And technically all this money is off. And this one gets 2, 2, and 2, and then 1, 1, and 1. So there, the pluses take damage. And I just drew a plus. So that's the part that hurts. But anyways, all right, that's my turn. Saxony. Gonna do an idea. 5 and 3. 1, 2, 3. So they're gonna get 2, and Persia's gonna get 1. Persia. I guess they're gonna get ornery and do a military action. I don't know if they have a claim, but we're checking right now. They do for 1. All right, so now we go back. They rolled a 4, and it's Georgia. So they would definitely do that. And they would grab this plus a claim. And where's Georgia? I thought it was, that's Crimea. Oh. Why do they list all this stuff that doesn't exist? So Georgia is more over where Sevastopol is, right? So that's here. Why am I feel like I'm going blind? Is there like a 1700s side of the map where these are renamed? My goodness. All right. Apparently you got to rely really heavily on this. So Eastern Europe, Georgia should be on here. I'm just trying to verify. They got the Ottomans. There's Genoa. Maybe it's not on here. So then you got to go into the Middle East, and there's Georgia. So see, they're in Transcaucasia, and that's their symbol. So Transcaucasia is this one. And so right there, Tbilisi is Georgia. So they already have that under their control. So we got to roll again. So we rolled a 6, so now they're doing Isfahan. I think we already control Isfahan as well. No, we don't. That's off the map. So Isfahan's there, and so yeah, I guess they're declaring war on Isfahan, right? Because it was a military action. So war comes out, as well as the claim. And it's actually off the board here. So they're going to there, and distant provinces, by the way, have double the strength. So it's going to be 4. They do lose 2 troops, but not enough to make a difference. These guys have to do a defend. I don't know where I put their troops. So they're going to go here. I think they're doing a defend. So then they're marching in. And they're going to fight one guy. They win. All right, so unrest or spy. They have no unrest, so they're going to do spy. They don't have an enemy at the moment, so it's tax base. I mean, we're getting up there. We're at 24 now, but they still got more. That's 25. That's 26, 27. That's 22. And that's 24. So I would say it's the Ottomans. So they're going to flippity flip 2 of the big cities. Call it a day, Austria. Going to do an idea. Six and then 3. Six, 1, 2, 3. They're going to get 2, and then Green and Persia get 1. All right. Poland. Papal Curia. Because they're not at war or anything. Nope, they're not. Muscovy is going to siege. And this is going to come out. They're going to take that over. Let's put this on so we don't forget. I mean, technically they are at war. Defend. I think they'll go here first. They're going to fight 2. Lose 1. But get a cube. France. Lose 1. But gain a cube. Naval. This is Castile. I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they would just keep adding ships because they're not at 5. And yeah, they're going to get to add get to draw a trade card. So Vienna is once again Austria and Saxony. I swear to you, when I play those countries, I never draw these. Krakow, which is going to be Poland. So that one right there. Excuse me. And then the last one is Kazan, which I believe is that one. Yep, that's going to be Mr. Russia. All right, that is, didn't help us, but that is their turn. All right, it is back to our turn. So lots of things to do here. Obviously we secured the queen. We got that. I can hire some more troops. I'm not sure I need it. I mean, I do run a risk, but I'm just declaring war against 2 single provinces, so I'm going to do that right now. So I'm declaring war, and it's on both of these guys. So that triggers automatic naval battle and automatic army battle. Let's resolve the naval first. So we have, so it's a human versus NPR. It's a normal naval battle. They defend with ships equal to their NC calculation below. They will roll dice like a human. And they retreat after first round unless it's next to their capital. And it's the number of ports that face the sea zone. So they're going to have 2 ships. And so they're going to roll, they roll 3 dice. Because if you look at the flip side, they're going to roll 3 dice. They have 2 ships that could potentially hit. Like, we can actually take some serious damage here. So let's go ahead and roll for them. So they just did 2 hits. And then I'm going to roll 3 dice. And I destroyed both of their ships, but they destroyed 2 of mine. So 2 of my free ships are now out of commission. So all that means is I'm going to do a recruit action. I'll get it all back, I guess. And then, of course, we trigger a naval or a land battle, which is just going to be 2. But again, they're gonna do 1, 2, 3, which is normal. So they hit once, and I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, and I killed their 2. And so I get a cube for doing all that, and we win. So took a little bit of damage there, but gonna move on. Now it's these guys. They're gonna do their event. So we move them forward, roll their die. They're taking this one, which is the one. Oh my gosh, I just declared war. Two. All right, well, let's do that first. I lose 1 for every 4. I don't have 4, so I'm good. And I'm pretty sure it's 4 full. Every 4 deployed. So I don't have 4, so I guess I survived it. Okay, who's doing this? Saxony is. I'm sure glad it's not me. So these plagues, really, they hurt your tax income. But for the bots, it doesn't really affect much, but it does shrink their cities. So here's the deal. They're currently next to Austria, here and here, Poland there, and Denmark here. So they're next to quite a few people. So it says place a plague on the area. Oh, this is on the America map, which is adjacent to a claim or a town, and another one in another area adjacent to the token just placed. for every 2 ducats on this event, place another one. And the good news is there's only 2 ducats, so they're going to put 3 down. Distant provinces with this on them provide half their normal strength. So in an area on the America map which is adjacent to a claim or a town. Okay, so this is the part I struggle with then. Obviously, I'm in America, but so are other people. You got Castile, you got these DNPRs, and this was Saxony. So I'm assuming they're going to try to hose me first. So what they're going to do is they will take these tokens, they're putting 3 of them out, and then so they got to be connected. So they're going to do 1, 2, 3. So I'm just assuming they're going after me. And then what that means then is these 2 towns, they collect half income. So you could see I'm getting 2 income from them, so I'm only going to get 1. And probably the best way to represent it is just do this. So I'm only going to collect 1 even though I have 2. And yeah, that's the best way I can represent that. And so that entire event was screw Jeff. Now, what it was meant to be is you put this on. This is supposed to harm the natives. So, for example, you can put it on like these DNPRs or these like Quinto here, so you can take them because they're pretty powerful. Because remember, natives get double the strength. So if I were to invade this right now, this would get 4 strength, 6 strength, 8 strength. I'm rolling 8 dice for them with a possible general. So if I put the smallpox on these, then they all get cut in half. That's what you're supposed to do. But it said like a town, and if I'm selecting, I think they're selecting me. I mean, they would try to harm me. I mean, they don't harm me that much. And Saxony's for sure not exploring the New World, so it's just a bizarre event that really doesn't fit the theme of who they are. But anyways, it's done. They're doing another diplomacy. I don't really have cubes anywhere. I mean, I have single cubes. They do have 2 cubes. It's over here in Hungary, and they have an alliance. Oh my gosh. So they're gonna, I mean, seriously, what they're gonna make them do is take 2 of these, put them here. They even have a royal marriage. So then they're going to try to add 2 more. This is ridiculous. They're all fighting over Hungary here. Which this one needs to go somewhere else. So now Austria had enough cubes, but now they just made it so Austria doesn't have enough. That's a mess. Getting back to this, I think they're going to siege. Yes, they are. That is a 2 tax province. And then there's going to be a lot of passing that's going to start happening. These guys, I don't think they need to siege. They did win, so I should have removed this. Nothing to siege, so they're done. And now they're going to do that event. So there's 2, and then 1. And we come back over, and we already drew for this. So I'm just going to keep it they took that one. So 1 point for him and 2 points. Okay, Mamluk. They're going to do their events. Unless they have some kind of weird war thing going on. They don't. So pink is coming over. 6 means they want to do their own, which is not out there. So then they'll take this one. So this is going to become 6. That becomes 4. That becomes 3. That also becomes 3. And this becomes 2. Here's the Ottoman one. All right, so they're doing witch trials. This is the Mamluks. I'm really glad I'm not near them. They're taking 2 cubes. Or 1 cube, I'm sorry. And 1 unrest. Yeah, this is the part. Do they get to decide or not? Because if they get to decide, they'll pick a small little bitty one. Give them the harder one. Pick an area with towns that is either Catholic, adjacent to a Protestant, or vice versa. And add 2 unrest to 2 towns in this area. Players with towns in target areas lose 1 stability. That is tax base, and I think it's going to be me. So this is 15, and Saxony definitely doesn't have more than me, so it's me, and I still got 1 area that fits this condition. But the problem is they can't add any unrest. I guess they can unrest to this side. Player's town targeting this area loses a stability. So I lose a stability, which hurts hard. Then we're going to roll rebel dice, and religion's going to spread. Man. All right. Well, let's do the rebel dice. We're going to do 1 here. I lose 2 ducats. I have 2 here. I lose 4 ducats. I have 2 here. And then I have 3 there. I lose a cube. I lose manpower. Now the manpower could just be this. The cube, I will lose 1 of these. But I do get to flip 1 back. So I'm going to flip London back. All right, I survived. I lost a little bit of money, but it was decent. France is 1, 2, 3, 4. So they get 2 revolutions and lose a cube. So they'll lose a cube, and then because they have an army deployed, the revolutions are going to appear where their army is per the rules. Castile has 1, 2. One flips back, and then they lose a cube. Morocco has 2. They get a revolution, and this is technically off the map. So revolution, and I think one of them flipped back. So they got that situation again. Saxony is fine. Austria is fine. There's one for the Mamluks. Persia has one. They lose a cube. Muscovy doesn't have one. One for Ottomans. Poland. And then Denmark only has one. And it flips back. Oh, they have one more. They lose a cube. All right, well done for them. And then the religion spread. So the Catholic one hasn't come out yet. So for me, I get to benefit, and I get to put it there. But you know what I can do is I can be trickier and move it over to here, because this requires me to own the whole area, and right now I don't. So I'll just put it there. And then these guys, I mean, well, technically, it would spread to here. I mean, if you're arguing about overseas, it would go to here, because this is a B. I guess my question is, do I get to control it or not? I mean, I know what the bots would do, but these are my areas. If there's no clusters, add diverse faiths to 2 Catholic areas not facing C zones. I mean, we have clusters. It says I get to choose. So I'm going to choose, especially because it's my area. I'm choosing Ireland. And then this other area, I'm letting this be a little more fluid. So because it's not my area, so for example, that's a W, that's an R, S, L. Here's that's a T. There's an A for Austria. So yeah, so now it's going to spread into Austria there. Okay. So that was, which jerk was that? That was the Mamluks. Austria. They're doing a military. Do they have any claims out here? This comes off, by the way. Same with this one. If they have a claim, I don't see one. Right here. Claim 1. All right, we rolled a 3. So let's roll again. A 6 is opponent with a town in 2 original elector areas. Yes, that would be Denmark with 1. Oh, they only have 1. They don't have this one anymore. France has just one. Yeah, they don't have one. I mean, Saxony is an HRE nation. So it was close. Very close. I mean, you see Venice even only has one. There's another NPR. Sorry, I hit the space bar there. There's an NPR, like this was one of them. And that's one, Savoy. No, they're in the HRE. And I swear these two left the HRE, so we don't have those anymore. In fact, I should put these tokens down. So those two are no longer in the HRE. Yeah, so that's a dud. So we're going to roll again. So then if that didn't work, a 1, 2, 3 goes to Bohemia. Oh my gosh, are they really going to declare war on Saxony? I mean, there's nothing stopping them from it, I guess. Well, actually, they wouldn't do rollies. They would do this. So that is Saxony, though. But the war is over a religion, although Saxony did change religion. The bots don't do religious wars. Well, both ways, they're declaring war on Saxony. Just when Saxony was finally getting on its feet. So it's going to cost them a cube. And they're going to do all this. And their army's going to come on, and they're going to march into Bohemia, because that's where they want to go. This is a core for Poland. Poland doesn't even have it anymore. They already have a claim. Okay, there was another claim right here, I just noticed. So yeah, it is what it is. And then these poor guys. Will have to defend. And that's it. Poland. Also doing a military. Claim 4. There's claim 2. Claim 4. They're declaring war on the Ottomans. Just when you thought this was a peaceful game. So they spend their 1 cube. Well, they don't need to recruit. So they're going to come out and they're marching into here. And these guys have quite the pickle. All right, these ones are at war. Unrest. Oh, I apologize. They're not doing that yet. They're sieging. Now we go to these guys who are defending. And this is where it gets crazy. They need to siege. There's armies in an area, and they actually have to roll dice, and they might get frenetic and change their mind. So there's an area with invaders, and yes, they can siege. So now they're rolling to see which one they do. They rolled a 5, so now they're going to intercept the army and leave the siege. So that is 1, 2, 3 spaces away. We'll have to deal with that. We got the other issue of they have naval combat.
Okay, so to resolve these bout battles, it's a artillery die per adjacent ship, and then 1 for diplomatic ideas, and then they get automatic hits from their ports, and whoever gets the most hits wins. The thing that the game doesn't give great advice on is, okay, which one do I do first? Because this has a supporting ship next to it, but if I resolve this battle first, then it no longer has a supporting. You see what I mean? I guess you could argue that you still have to do alphabetical order, and the lack of anything else. So we could do that. But right now, with these two at war with each other, we do have 2 battles. So I think, absent of direction from the game, I'm going to assume that both battles are happening simultaneously. So let's say that Poland loses their ship here. They still have this ship for the purposes of rolling for that one. So with that said, you look at this situation. Poland has 1 port. Ottomans have 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's a large port. 5. Oh, I'm sorry, they don't have that one. 5. That's 5 hits to 1. So even if they rolled, they're going to get to roll 2, 3 dice. 5 hits to 1 is not going to be enough. So Poland's going to lose this ship, regardless. We don't even have to roll. Okay, now getting to this one, it's even worse because Poland has no ports, and you got 2, 4, 6. These are 3 large ports. I mean, basically, there's a million hits, and so Poland's losing all their ships. Is the takeaway here, and it just has to do with the ports and the automatic hits that the ports do, and it doesn't matter how many hits they have. It's just you need to have more hits than the other bot. And that's who wins. All right, but now the actual combat part. And here you can see they actually even had a +1 to their dice. And Poland is not on this list. But anyways, Poland is on this one, but not over here. But the Ottomans are. So Ottomans are going to get to roll 6. And they also have more troops. Poland's not in a good spot. So they're going to lose 2. And they did 1, 2, 3, 4 damage back, which is a good hit. So I see 2 infantry. So 2 more hits. Now in this case, Poland can only do 3 hits back. And they do. I mean, they do 4, but only 3 get through. So I see 3 hits. Yep, there's only 1 unit left. They at least get their 1 final jab in. All right, so they get a cube for winning that. And yeah, Poland is kicked out and loses their army. The one thing Poland has going for it is these guys don't have a lot of cubes left. And they just spent all their time coming up here to beat back Poland, but there's nothing to take, and they still have all these towns that have revolted. Yeah, and those are core towns. All right, now we move to France, who is finally going to spend 2 cubes and lift the siege here. Castile Another Papal Curia for them. All right. Right, and then it's back to us. So we have 2 here. It costs 1 cube and then 1 more because we don't have cannons yet. And I do have enough infantry to take both. So that does put 2 of these out with the unrest side up. And this slides up to there. So we've accomplished our job. I technically have rebels, so I don't have the mission accomplished yet. So I gotta get back over here and get rid of these 2 rebels. But I did my turn. Moving on to Saxony, who's now at war. So they're gonna defend. Spend 2 cubes. Get all these troops over. And they are putting their army on the map. These guys have to spend, well, they're defending. So this guy comes on. They're going to pass. Yeah. So pink is passed. Austria is here, so they're going to spend 3. To put 3 tacks worth of stuff out here. Poland, currently at war, but they lost all their troops. Now they draw a diplomacy. All right, so I don't think they can annex while they're at war. At least I can't. But 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the Lithuania problem. So Lithuania, I always have trouble fighting these. It has 12. So 12 ducat things. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8. I am not at 12 for cubes. So 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. That's pretty wild. They lost Warsaw too. Okay, so now we go here. Unrest. We can flip that one over. These guys again. So again, it's defend. And they now have to spend 2 to recruit. They are on the board, so they're going to come back to here again and fight 2. Ignore. So you lose 1. They gain a cube. They don't even have enough to siege that. So if anything, the war actually is doing its job. All right, France. Military. They do have a spot right here, but the goals are weird. If the electorate areas are Catholic, I mean, currently France, like, it's a Catholic thing. It's not. Yeah, see, any area with this adjacent to bot, and then, they're going to go after it. Well, let's roll for their claims. They rolled a 4. That's claim 1. They don't have any other claim. And technically, that is the next one. So they're going to put a claim down for there. And I guess they're going to declare war on Burgundy. So technically, this is off the map. So they're going to spend 1. Get 3 more troops back. And this is going to come on the board. This is the Burgundy capital, but they're going to go up to here. There's rebels there, which is crazy. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strength, 7, 8, 9 because of those guys. So that was for 1, and then this is for the rebels. So they're doing 9 and 2 cavalry dice. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have 5 hits there. And then they get a cube. Castile, looking to pass. Yep. So we're going to do an event first. They're doing number 1. That's a Saxony one. All right. So this is the gold of Mansa Musa. Oh, that would have been interesting. Morocco may develop Marrakesh, Sousse, or Tafilot into large, or perform a free trade action. I mean, that even helps them. But anyways, they get a cube. Marrakesh, or Sousse, or this one. They'll do Sousse. So there you go. They are now large. And they're done. So it's to us. All right, we got a lot to do in terms of taking out the rebels. I have 4 unrest here, so I mean I could spend a lot of military cubes getting rid of unrest. But I want to spend 1 to recruit. I need to get 2 more infantry. So that's going to cost me 4. And then I'm going to get my 2 ships back out. Or hold on. Something gives me free ships. This one right here. I can buy them at 2 ducats each. Oh, so maybe I don't want to buy these two. Sure, I'll take my chance. I'm going to activate my army and just move it to here and take on the two rebels. So they're going to roll 3. That's a perfect roll for us. And then I'm going to roll 3. So I do 1 hit on them. So they're down to 1 now. And then I finish them off. All right, so rebels are defeated. I get a cube for that. And I'm going to hand this in. I dominate the British Isles. So I get 3 points for that. And I gain 1 diplomacy cube. Plus I can hire the ships for 2 ducats each. So I'm going to get both of these out. And that's going to be 4 ducats. All right, and then it unlocks 3A, E, and 2B and 2D. So we have the Form Great Britain, which I already have that. Have 2 large towns in these areas. Ireland, Scotland, Northumbria, Wales and Wessex, East Anglia. I gain a core in Ireland and Scotland and remove 2 unrest. And then the state religion is Protestant or Counter-Reformed. Maximum 1 of your areas does not have state religion. Gain 3 cubes in total in any areas. And both of those are good. I have them both, or I will. Okay, so that was my turn. I do have everything in place. I need to get rid of a lot of unrest. I know that this particular mission will help, but I got to get through this round before I can do all that. So Saxony at war. They're going to defend, and we're going to see what happens here. They're coming in to fight Austria. They both get the, I'm sorry, on this side. They both get the extra dice. In fact, they have 2 of them. So it's still just 1 extra die until they get 3. So they're both rolling 6. We'll do Saxony first. Two hits on Austria. One hit back. Oh, Saxony wants any chance. They need to get a lot of hits. So here they got 3 more in. Two back. All right, now they're greatly reduced. They can only do 3 of those hits. Would have been nice to get them all in. They're finished off. So that's it. All right, so Persia, I can't remember what Persia's doing. Sure, it looks like they're drawing a card. They have a convert or papal curia. Obviously, let's just see if they can convert something. I remember we did that thing where we said, okay, where's Georgia? Where's Georgia? We found it. And then we were supposed to find something else. What did they ultimately do for their diplomacy action? I feel like I never finished it. Because the issue was Georgia is this. And so then they had to go elsewhere. What did we end up doing? Because it was, oh, the Isfahan thing. That's right, they're at war. Here. Yeah, so they need to spend 2 cubes. Put this back. They're spending 2 cubes to take Isfahan, which I think is a large city. It is. Yeah, I'll just leave it laying there like that. These guys, they're going to spin their cube to move in. They're going to fight. They lose a troop. They spend a cube and then they gain a cube, and that's it. They're not going to be able to take back their town. These guys are ready to pass if they're not at war. So Denmark needs to do an event. Number 3, doing Time of Troubles. 1, 2. That was 3, 4. It's 1, 2. All right, so Time of Troubles is, I think it's a Russian one. They're choosing B. Muscovy loses a cube and 2 cubes. So they're losing 3 cubes. And then it says, if Muskie now has negative stability, they gain 4 unrest. They must then roll rebel dice for all unrest, and you gain a claim in an Orthodox area. This is Denmark. So we'll give them a claim. There are several Orthodox areas. This is one, another one, and another one. So they already have a claim on this one. L, M. So they would do it on L. I mean, technically, they could even do up here, HIJK, Karelia. So now they got to roll rebel dice. I think the only rebel dice they had was here. Nope, they don't have any, so no need to roll rebel dice. All right, their turn's over. Mamluks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just drew unrest. Yep, there's an unrest. And then Austria here, who is at war, so they're going to keep going. 1, 2, I think 2. So now they got this one and this one. I mean, this hurts Saxony so much. Poland is at war. So they're doing unrest. And Muscovy is down to less than 4. So they're going to do their event. They're doing an opponent's event. There's Poland, there's France. There's several of them. They're choosing highest score. Castile, Persia, Mamluks themselves. Saxony is really the highest one. I guess Poland and France are way back here. Yeah, it's Saxony, so they're doing theirs. All right, so they're choosing option B. Saxony loses a cube and gains 2 cubes. You may remove 2 from HRE areas to discard August from the game and gain 1. First of all, Saxony gains a cube. And Muscovy is going to gain a cube for removing 2 influence from HRE areas. Hold on a second. They don't have any influence in HRE areas. So yeah, nothing happens. Okay, the Ottomans. They're stuck. I mean, they could spend a cube and move over to here, do another battle, gain a cube back. They would get one of those towns back. So, I mean, obviously there's the siege action. If Bud only has 1 cube and no full provinces to siege, it sieges a large province. It does work. They are going to siege the large province. So they will spend 1 and take the large province out. Fair enough. France. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're the only ones who have passed. I think I ended up drawing a card for them. Yeah, we ended up taking their turn. So let's put this back, put that back. Put that back. And then one of these was flipped. I think it was this one. Done. All right, so now to France, they're doing their event, which they haven't done yet. 3 is they're not doing their own, which is still crazy. Okay. They're choosing B. Succumb to the Shem. Poland loses 2 and 10 ducats. Must exhaust 6 manpower. Poland may remove 1 unrest. You gain 1. Poland is already at minus 1 point. Now they're at minus 3. That's a cube. They're losing a cube. And must exhaust 6. They can remove 1 unrest. Big whoop. They don't even have one. They lose a cube. They have nothing to exhaust, so that doesn't hurt them. All in all, that was just a worthless event. Castile, 4 and 4. Gonna keep going. And they're going to explore. So that means they're going to add a ship from sea. So they're coming back here. They're going to roll. They rolled a 2. So, is there a vacant territory with a 1? Yeah, no, there wasn't. Can place a ship in a sea zone where it can explore. So we want to put it somewhere where there's a vacant territory, like down here. We can do it. Sure, let's put them in the southern. All right, we rolled a 2, and does it match territory? It does. So then they're going to place a claim and score 2 points. Done. Okay, it's back to us. We got massive unrest issues. So I want to play meritocracy. And I'm pretty sure that when I play cards, I can play, like, for example, this is 1 with 2 ducats. I'm pretty sure I can exhaust it as well. So I'm spending 1 more. And I'm going to remove unrest from 2 core provinces. Now, the key note there is it was core provinces, but I happen to have a lot of core provinces, so I'm going to do exactly that. Now, I could also try to finish this, but I need to have ships in other areas, and you know what? Something else I actually realized. If I want to grab the 5 points here, I should do a trade action. So should I take that back? No, I'll leave it be, but I really should be squeezing out a trade action to try to get those 5 points. Saxony is going to spend 1, then 2 more. And we're going to grab all these, and they're going to put themselves back out on the board. Morocco is... We thought they were done, but per that rule, they can siege if they're down to just their last cube. So, bots always cheat. Denmark is definitely going to pass, unless they're at war. So they get 2 cubes. These guys passed. They have unrest. Which lets them flip 2 of these. Poland is down to 3. They don't have a defend action, so they're going to try to pass. So that means they're going to do an event. They rolled a 1. So they're doing this. Wars of religion. Add a Protestant token, 3 unrest, and 3 in any French area. France loses a cube and place a revolution on... Holy buckets, France. So, revolution on Paris. Any French area. So, I guess Aquitaine, because it begins with an A. Although that's 4 tax. I mean, technically 6. This is 2, 4, 5, 6. Protestant token. I mean, sure, I'll choose my token. And the Protestant comes in. Because I want mine to be Protestant. And these are Catholic, so I'm switching them. Who's doing this? This is Poland. France lost their cube, I believe. We did that. And then 3 rebels. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then France loses another stability and must exhaust 2 troops. And then they gain a cube. So there's another stability. Here's exhausting 2 troops. And then Poland gains a cube. Muscovy is going to pass. They gain a cube. The Ottomans are out of actions, so they have to pass. So they're going to do an event. That would be their own, which is out here. So they're going to do this one. Ottomans must add unrest to any town in a hostile area where they have Ottoman units or pay ducats equal to half their tax income if unable to. In a hostile area. They're not in a hostile area. They're in their present area. Or they have to pay ducats equal to half their tax income if unable to. They gain 1 cube if they have Janissary's idea. They do not. So they're 21, 27. So it's basically 14. They don't have any cubes left. So they don't do any of this. So nothing happens. You would think they would add unrest then. But they don't do any of that stuff. Okay, so now it's France who has to do multiple defends. They're currently on a siege. My goodness. So they're going to roll the die. And I believe they're going to go defend. So here's where they're at. There's an area with invaders. They have 2 cubes left, and they just rolled a 2, so they're going to actually continue their siege. They do have to spend 1 cube, and then they're going to spend 3 to do their siege. This is wild. Absolutely wild. So yeah, they spend their 3. So 1, 2, 3 of these are coming out. So they took these 3, but they have all these revolution things going on. All right. Castile. If they haven't passed, they're going to pass. They get a cube. Back to us again. So we have a lot we're trying to do. I'm trying to remove unrest. I think I want to do a trade action. I want to do Man of the Church to get... but let's do a trade action. Let's see if I can get the 5 points. So there's only 1 card left. It might be all we need, but we're going to go ahead and shuffle. 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to get rid of this one, get rid of this one. We got these 2. This is a nice 16er. I need Mississippi, Virginia, Florida, and Antilles. I think I have Virginia. I do. I also have Antilles. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trade power with this one. So that's more than this one. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And that gives me 16 ducats, which does complete the mission. So first of all, 16 ducats, very welcome. And the bigger thing is I complete a mission. So I actually get 5 points. You know, that thing you need to win the game. It's going to make me a target of a spy action. All right, so I did that. That's great. I have so much other stuff I got to do though with the unrest and the other things. But anyways, I'm happy. These guys are gonna defend, and they're gonna move in and do battle again. All right, so just checking one more time. Under military, they both get 6 dice. This is Saxony. That's 4 hits. All right, they do wipe them. They do 4 hits back, which is quite a blow. But it is done, and they do get a cube for winning that battle. And Austria's army does come off the map. All right, now we have Persia, who I believe passed. No, they're going to pass, though. They were at war. They took their spot. They won their war. It's this thing. Yeah. All right. Anyways, now they're going to try to pass. So they're one of the ones that haven't taken an event yet. 3. So they're doing this one. Place a Protestant token in a non-Protestant area, in or adjacent by land to the HRE, and a counter-reform token in an area adjacent by land to the first. If any of these were placed in your realm, you gain 2 unrest and may adopt that as your state religion. So this is Persia. So adjacent by land to the HRE, and then a counter-reform token in an area adjacent by land to the first. All right, how we pick this is really a mystery. I know you just do the so this is HRE. So what's adjacent to the HRE? I mean, you could argue Burgundy is, but it already has one. If we're doing like, there's a C for Central Italy. There's a C for Croatia. That's D, R, W, P, G, J. Okay, if we're strictly looking adjacent to HRE, well, these two are out of the HRE, so that would mean they're in for adjacent. Oh yeah, that's a Durst Faith one already. I mean, I guess you would argue that a Protestant goes here? Well, it would actually go here. Central Italy. Oh my goodness, what kind of blasphemy is that? And then the counter-reform goes next to it. So L or N. I know that this is technically where it's supposed to go. I sort of feel like it should go here, because this is like blasphemy for this to be Protestant. So I'm going to mess with it a little bit. I'm going to move this up and put that there. I know that's not strictly what the rules say, but there's just certain thematic things that make no sense. Like making Central Italy Protestant, we're not doing that. I mean, personally, the Protestant should be going up here. This is where it should be going. It shouldn't be this far south. It's just because of the way the letters, alphabetical order stuff is happening. I mean, Pomerania and Jutland, all these should be turning Protestant. So none of these were theirs. And then the pluses are dying. So second injury, first injury. They're spreading. And then we got to roll rebel dice. And that's going to hurt us. But first, let's do the spread. I mean, for us, that saves us an action. We got our whole area covered. This is a new blob, but anyways, this one blobs next. So we're going to blob it this way. Because L's before N. And then these guys are going to blob. I mean, you can argue that Croatia is the next one. Because it's going to sort of go down. And then this one blobs. You have Brittany. Yeah, it's going to blob to here. And then what's interesting about this is it's technically connected to my blob because we have naval connections. And technically we can blob even this way. Now we do rebel dice, and this is the part that hurts because I got no armies over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Please, 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 please. All right. Exhaust 1 manpower. Can do that. And then we have 2. All right. I lose a cube. And I gain a revolution. We're going to do it just like the bots. I'm going to put it on my worst one. Then I have one more here. Exhaust another manpower. Dang it. Okay, well, not the best. They have 5. One revolution, 2 recover. They're out of cubes. So the 2 that recover would be this one. You could argue that this is the best area, so this one. And then the one that revolts. Well, it's any of these really, but oh, it would be this area. And they mitigate it with their troops. Castile does 1. Morocco 2. It's actually only 1. One for Mamluks. 1 for Persia. Persia just keeps losing territory. And then the Mamluks lost a cube. Saxony, Ottomans, or I'm sorry, Austria has 2. They're going to lose a cube. Denmark has none. Muscovy has none. Poland has none. Ottomans have 3. Get another revolt. Oh, I guess their troops are there. Save it back. I think that's everybody. That was a brutal card. And who did that one? That was France. So now, no, because Castile that was Castile passed, and then I went, and I regretted it. These guys defended themselves. They moved in. That was Persia? Because they passed. Yeah, and Austria's turn now. Because these two have passed. So Austria technically has a defend, but they can't recruit. So I think they spend what they can, and they get at least 3. Or they keep what they have. They get 3, and then he goes on the board. Here. Then Poland has 4 cubes. They're at war. Can they do a convert? I don't think they can. See, they don't own all the areas. So it's a focus eco. Muscovy is going to pass. They already did. Ottomans are out of cubes, so they're going to pass. France is out of cubes, so they're going to pass. Castile already passed, so it's back to me. I do have to take this. I wanted to resolve some stuff, but wanted to get some more of this unrest taken care of. But I'll go ahead and move back, and let's take care of this. So it's going to cost me a cube, but then I'm going to go for them. Again, I don't have enough troops. Yeah, see, look, they're killing my 1 troop I had. And then I'm doing 1, 2, 3. I mean, I hit once. There's technically 2 of them. So yeah, now they're going to kill me off here. That's not going to work. This action's not going to work. I don't have enough troops. So I either have to do a recruit or I have to just let it ride. And I mean, we're getting to a point where I'm going to be really close to not being able to do any actions. I guess I'm going to have to do a recruit, which is this. And then I'm going to spend this to bring over 3. And then I can recruit those. for 6 ducats. Then I can even spend 10 more. Oh, that's right. I don't have a... If I spend 10 more, I get a third heavy ship. Like, I could do the Maritime Empire thing, but you know what? This doesn't do me anything, so I'm not going to worry about it yet. So, I mean, that's it. That's my whole action, which sucks. Because I have this I could do. I have these I can do. All right. These guys are going to... What did Austria do? Well, that's right. They were out of troops. So now these guys are going to spend 1, 2, 3, and they're going to flippity flip. So they're going to take this one and shove it back to Austria. These guys should be passed. If they're not, they're going to. Right? They're the first of the 4 line. Morocco has to pass if they haven't already. They got to do an event still. And yep, we got one more who hasn't done an event. So they rolled a 2, so they're taking this one. All right. Place 0 to 5 blue in Hunyad, Torda, Trigoviste, Vuzal, Sucavia, and Bas. Oh my goodness. PRs adjacent to their areas gain claims. I think that's a claim. Each gain a claim in one such area. PRs adjacent to areas that gain... Oh, these... All right, I'm going to have to carry this over because this is a lot to read. So Moldavia is this. So there's the Bazal, Trigoviste. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It says 0 to 5. I mean, why would I do 0 versus 5? Like, I don't understand what the... I think the player who does this gets to choose. PRs adjacent to areas that gain these each gain a claim. Okay, so here's 5. And of course they list 6 of them. So Bessarabia is here. So it's going to look like that. And then Bazau is there. Trigovista. So it looks like QRS. Torda is going to be the one that doesn't get one. I don't even know where Torda is. There, that's Torda. So Hunyad gets one. That's here. Turgoviste, like we said. And Sucava. So Poland. Already has a claim there. I guess they technically get a claim there. Ottomans get a claim there, and another one there. I know we're supposed to place these. I don't think I'm supposed to replace the towns. And it says, install a puppet voivode. Gain 2 cubes and vassals on 2 listed provinces in an area adjacent to your realm. Oh man, who's even doing this one? Morocco is doing this one. That makes no sense for them. Add 2 unrest in or adjacent to Moldavia. That makes more sense for Morocco to do, because this one doesn't do anything. But I guess that just means you give them a cube. And did you see that? We're rolling for rebel dice again. All right, so 1 for here. And I'm once again... Come on, please, 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 please. I have 2 rebellions. I lose a cube and I lose 2 ducats. This angers me a bit. But I can do this in a way that it doesn't... I get to pick where the rebellions go, so I'm going to put it on these 2. But yeah, this is getting dicey. Very, very dicey. And I should have gotten a cube for winning that war. When I came in there. Actually, I didn't, I don't think I resolved the war. That or I'm still standing over here. I think that's what's happening, is I'm still standing over there. All right, I'm annoyed, but France has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're gonna lose a cube and one of them flips back. I think I had 1 more to do. This one. This one. These 3. One. And I realized I said they didn't have 1 last time, so I'll do this for last time. That goes away. Austria still has 2. All right, one of them flips, but the other one actually liberates, which helps Saxony out. And I believe that's it. Okay, so that was Morocco doing their event. They passed. Austria, technically, they get to defend. They only have 3 troops, so this is not a slam dunk. They are moving in to attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 4. They both get to do 6. So then here you can see they had 1 hit. It's dicey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They had 3 hits, but they only had 2 troops, so they're going to kill 2. Excuse me. They only had 1. I mean, there's literally only 1 troop left on each side. So they both got wiped out. Poland. They triggered their final action of the game. These guys already passed. Ottomans passed. France, Castile. The only ones left are me, Saxony. The Moroccans are going to pass. So Saxony has 1 action. They have to do their event, and I get 1 action. My problem is this. All I can do is move in and do a battle, but I can't flip them. I mean, I have the war won, so that part I'm okay with. And so I think I gotta, and then the whole church thing worked itself out. So what I can do is I could just do like a commercial growth and just turn a small into a large. And I'm going to go ahead and do exactly that. So I'll spend this one, which is 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put another large out and replace this one. Now, because I have the rebels, I have to do a couple things. So I have rebels on 2 small and 1 large. So I got to do this and this. That's in addition to the one I lost because of the New World, and then I'm covering that. I don't get the income for those, so I got to reduce it. And I'm going to lose a lot of points too. Okay, that was my last action. It was a fair one. I just could definitely do a lot better. And then the only thing left is rolling for the event. And they're going to take event 2, which is this one. The squares are going to take a hit. I don't have any squares. The natives are going to cause me to lose a... And I got to read what the native thing says. Gains 1 unrest in a distant town. So I gain 1 unrest. That'd be technically they're gaining 1 too. Alright, this is Austria doing this, so all players lose 1 stability. You gain 2 cubes and may discard up to 3 milestones and draw replacements. Oh, that hurts. Because I'm not even getting the minus stability. Oh, come on. And speaking of which, these guys would have spent 1, 2, 3, and would have gotten its army back out on the board. The losing stability thing hurts. Austria gains 2 cubes. And then I think we get to draw another row. Okay. Remove casus belli and truces. So there's a truce, and a truce. Another one. A lot of truces coming off the board here from the last round. Pink would be over here. I think I got them all. I don't. Oh, there's one more here. That should be all of them. Well, I put them all over here because this is where they are, and there I am trying to go across the map. So like all 3 of these go here. These 2. Okay. NPR invasions. I don't have any. Muscovy doesn't have. I don't think anybody has any NPR invasions. Oh no, Bohemia. So this army, by the way, was wiped out. So it would be over here at the moment. This army never made it back. It would have been here. So the NPR invasions is, see, these guys. Well, that's not an NPR anymore. Never mind. None. Rebel siege or move. There's 3 rebels here. So, and those are all core, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I think those are the only rebels on the board. Then we do peace resolution. So let's do Moscow first. They're a simple one. They win their war completely. Occupado goes away. And why they had 2 of them there, I don't know. So they just took Ryazan. Oh, there was another truce. The next war is between Poland and these guys didn't do squat to each other. So they do a white peace. And they each lose 1 point, which in Poland's case is big negatory. All right, so that's done. Persia won its war. They're going to discard the claim. And I won my war against both of these guys. And I'm going to discard the claim. And that flips the unrest over. Technically, this one is not mine. Oh, come on. So I technically lost that one. So I'm going to leave these flipped because I need the claim to take that. Ah, come on. That's where I should have just moved my troops in to make sure that none of these shenanigans happened. But I got to roll on rebel dice again because I don't have this stupid thing. I'm going to get these off the board because they're just blocking my view. I have it represented with the cubes. France had a weird one. So they took all this provinces from there. So I think they're going to take the claim back. And flip 2 of them back. So their war is over. And technically they have a truce with Burgundy. And then, yeah, these two. I think Saxony does lose this province. And Austria gains one. So that hurts for Saxony. They, with the extra turns, would have, I think, taken it back. All right. So this is definitely exhausting. Prestige penalties. I'm getting 3 points of penalties. France gets 2, 3, 4, 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negative. Castile gets 1. Ottomans get 2, 3, 4 negative. 1, 2, 3, 4 negative. And we're at a point where everybody's negative, so we might as well just put them all there. All right. Religious dissent. Then this is where I was really hoping for, but I'm not going to be able to do it. And then we're going to have to roll rebel dice. So I don't have any religious dissent, so I'm okay there. It's 1, 1. I mean, they only get to flip 1. It would be this one. They have big time dissent now. It'd be one of these. That one. That one. I mean, these guys are fine. Everything's Catholic. Nope, they got a Protestant one here. Okay. Now I got to roll this rebel die all the way out here. Exhaust the manpower. Now I got to roll for these two. Thank goodness. So 2 ducats. And a cube. I'll do this one. No, this one. And here I got one. We'll do the area I'm not in. And then the area I am in. All right, so both of those, the area I'm in and the other one, they both make me lose manpower. One, two, three, four for France. They would lose a cube. They don't have one. Castile, Morocco. They don't have a cube to lose. Persia. Gets liberated. Muscovy's fine. Denmark. Saxony's fine. Denmark gets theirs flipped. And before we move on, though, these guys get a free flip. So Poland, for example, gets to flip theirs back. Same with the Mamluks, same with Denmark, France, Austria. So Austria gets to flip theirs back. France gets to flip one of theirs back. Not that it mattered. All right. So, oh my goodness, this is exhausting. Spain's going to score 3 points for being Papal Curia. They're going to gain an extra cube for that. Here's the die roll for Austria. A 1 means they automatically get reduced. So they're back to 3. So they get a bonus of just 1. Yeah, so we now have to do income for everybody. And as for me, I have all this unrest I got to deal with. I have to go to war again to claim this. If I can get rid of all my rebels and finally have everything, then I can do the Form Great Britain, which lets me remove 2 unrest and gain cores in Ireland and Scotland, which means that they'll never, like, even if they rebel, they're considered cores. I'm going to drop this one. and move to the Church of England. So I'm going to be able to do both of these quests. Although this one would be nice. We'll just do the 2 we know we can do. Then I can grab these back for the next round. So yes, we got to do the income. I'm going to be severely hampered because of this. My 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to be able to bring over 4 of them. And then I just have to adjust from there. So I need to take a break before I do this income. I might do it offline. We'll see. I'll be back.
All right, let's get this income wrapped up here for everybody. $10, $11, $14. $14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So they go back up to 14. Arguably speaking, since they have 1, 2, 3, and a big one, they have the same problem. So you would do this and then 1, 2, 3. So they technically have 12, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So these 2 would actually be lost. Four, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Four, 5. Four, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. All right. All right, so they get 8. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then they get 3 extra, so they lose 1. That makes total sense. Got 5. Ten, 11, 12. One more gets added. All right, that's all of them. Now for me, I get 22 ducats, 24 ducats, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. And I'm going to just take 1 ducat to pay for my cards. And I already did the manpower. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did not even have enough cubes to do this part. But this is where it gets really cool, because I just have so much. So I drew 4, I believe. So I'm 1 cube short. I can probably take it off the board somewhere. Like Portugal, for example. I'm going to take both the cubes off for Portugal, because I need to also represent colonists. So we'll give myself the military cube. As for the colonists, I get to put 2 out. I guess I don't have any cubes anywhere else. What I'll do is I'll just represent it this way. Oh, I'm sorry, I get to use these. Yeah, and technically my manpower is 6, 11. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I get to add 2 more manpower. All right. I'm pretty sure these are never considered cores. Let me check. Okay, it's not considered a core, and we got to be really careful because this particular card only works on core provinces. So I think I can send my military to suppress them, or if I can just get my stability back up, I get to remove 1. Which that's a powerful thing to be at stability 2. Stability 3 is a nice luxury, but stability 2 is where you want to be. Now, obviously, if I ever get a card that lets me do something, then maybe I would. And then this should be the final round coming up. So we already got our card, so we can just grab a different card here. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 10, 11, 12, and 13. All right, yeah, that is going to be the final. So I hope I don't make the mistake of saying, oh no, we're in age 3, because we're not. But yeah, so I'm going to have to take one of these, and I don't need to take like my own country. So I can take somebody else's country.
The Dutch War of Independence is an interesting one to grab. The Portuguese crown. So Castile gains cubes. They would gain an alliance. Or I can do this to force them to not do anything with Portugal. I don't know. There's also more cards here that maybe would benefit me. None of these are jumping out as, oh yeah, we got to grab that. But yeah, we'll do all that in the next round. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.